Breaking news, Diddy Kong was arrested today at his mansion in New Donk City. Authorities informed that they confiscated 1,000 DK barrels from his residence. Welcome back to another episode of Gen X and Millennial Memes, where every Friday we stir up those old memories to relish in the time of yesteryear. Please consider hitting that like button, and if you haven't already, smash subscribe and click that bell so you'll be the first to know about all future episodes. Got some good memes and memories today, so let's jump right into it. H-test. Who knows what this is? There are apparently two correct answers here, depending if you're in the US or overseas. If you know what it is, drop your answers down in the comments. In case you didn't know, Yoda's last name is Lehihu. Life was so much simpler when we could play a friendly game of Red Rover and just clothesline the people we didn't like. This also applied to dodgeball. These type games was revenge in disguise and teacher approved. How old am I? I carried one of these and called you back on one of these. I actually never had a pager, but it seemed like everyone else had one. And now, these days, with what happened over in the Middle East, nobody wants a pager anymore. I'm this old. No, I'm a lot older than that. How many of you guys remember the original disc that the Oregon Trail came on? Someone was having a great Christmas in 1981. One Atari, 131.88. One Casino, 2088. One Asteroids, 2788. One Space Invaders, 2088. Grand total, $211.60. Was a lot of money back in 1981. I just looked it up, and to account for inflation, it would take $3.55 today. And that's just the official numbers. Which means, if I'm doing this right on a calculator at least, this would be the equivalent of $751 today. There was some kid back then that should have been really, really happy. Remember when this was the biggest problem you encountered all day? Kids today take a huge fancy water bottle to school, while we survived on a single sip from a germ-infested water fountain for the entire day. Between this and hose water was why we had a lot better immune systems back then. We were the lucky generation. We grew up before technology ruined our childhood adventures. I just found this in the depths of your memories. The greatest pencil sharpener ever created. Phrases our parents always told us when we were kids. Just hold your horses, if you insist. Me searching for the personality I'm gonna show for the day. Too bad it isn't this easy. Back when Jungle Gyms was just boot camp for kids. Since y'all so smart, watch this. I don't think any of you guys watching here on the channel wouldn't know what this is. My dad was a maintenance man at a dairy plant when I was a kid. He used to bring home cartons of chocolate milk and other things. A lot of us would save up our money so we could buy some books and other things at the Scholastic Book Fair. Although this picture must be one of the new ones. because they certainly never looked like this back in my day. I don't even know if scholastics even exist anymore. The alarm clock that every single one of us had growing up. And like all great things, it came in wood grain. At least you were able to wake up to the radio instead of just that screaming beeping sound. This is an awful photo, but here is a Lincoln with the upgraded indoor cigarette lighter and ashtray. Another phrase that we got told when we were kids: when pigs fly. Well, guys, it's finally happened. And on a liver chasing me around the house. Me.
Alexa, when Scooby-Doo sounds wrong.
These are the speakers that all computers had in the 90s. They actually had halfway decent sound, considering. Who remembers these toys? And as a bonus, what were they called? When videotapes came with extra labels, which hardly ever got used. The greatest homemade snack of our generation. Just put it into a batter and whip in an egg, and you got French toast. In the 80s, this was our idea of fine dining. Who remembers what this nub was used for? The first time that I had to use one of these, I hated it. But after using it for a while and getting used to it, I actually ended up liking it. We didn't have an Xbox to play with when I was a kid. We just had a box. Yep. And if you was ever by chance to have a lot of boxes at the same time, you could build a cardboard fort. You just got home from school, you walk into the kitchen and see this on the stove. What's in it? A large stuffed turkey that my grandmother used to always make. What about you guys? John Connor watching y'all make friends with AI. Yep. And some of you may know that today there literally is a military satellite system called Skynet. I first found out about it at least 15 years ago, maybe longer. Shout out to the original Black Friday Mom gangsters of the 1984 Cabbage Patch Stampede. That sounds like some kind of rodeo show that you would pay to go watch. A true 80s movie buff can hear this picture. Yes, we can. The Kirby Man was just here. Look what I bought. My dad actually bought one of these from a vacuum repair store. We had it for about 10 years and sold it at a yard sale when we moved. Y'all weren't there. MapQuest, the original computer-generated directions. And I just looked it up out of curiosity, and MapQuest still exists. And yes, you can even print off the directions. I hated PE until they brought out the parachute. Gym teachers brought things out like this when they didn't want to actually have to do anything. Antarctic scientists find a strange creature 3,500 meters under the ice. Never seen before. Okay, y'all. We're getting some new flooring, but I'm undecided on which to choose. Most of them that I saw was the second one from the left and the first one on the right. You have a collect call from... It's time to pick me up some skating rink. Would you like to accept this call? Our idea of a fancy dessert. As far as I can remember, I never did eat one of these. How many of you guys tried it? You totally forgot about this watch until now. Yes, I did. These are the watches that had rotational background of the sun and the moon. I can still hear the magnet door closing and opening. Yeah, I sure do. I think there was a good period of time that this became the standard cabinet for your stereo system. Mostly because it just kept the dust off of everything. You can't scare me. I grew up with these for women. There is a 50-foot tall leg lamp in Chickasaw, Oklahoma. I did not know this. Before there was auto-tune, there was talent. Dating in your 40s is just two people telling each other stories about how they used to be fun. Ewoks are just homeless Care Bears who lost their powers and got hooked on illegal substances. 7-year-old me and my best friend when mom says we can have a sleepover. My teens want to know how getting picked up by your parent possibly worked before cell phones and texting. They don't believe me that we just use schedules, calendars, and watches. It's kind of the same thing about how we're able to drive from one place to another without GPS. We learned how to drive in the snow by doing donuts in empty parking lots. If you do this today, you'll get a ticket for reckless driving and anything else that they can come up with. When you're wearing socks and step into something wet. That is kind of the face that you make. Why does it always feel worse if you step on something wet when you're wearing socks versus if you're just barefooted? Growing up in my generation, all weekends started with this and ended with this. Before iPads, before Netflix, before dating apps, before high taxes. I couldn't wait to get freaked out by these weirdos every Saturday morning. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is not a nightlight. I thought this was just a thing my family did when I was growing up. Didn't know that this was common practice. My pet monster, the single greatest stuffed animal of the 80s.
When you're into perfection, keep on your toes. You have to be quick, cause here's how it goes. Push the plunger down, set the timer. Fit the pieces in place, don't be slow in perfection. You've gotta move on fast, or the pieces pop up before you put in the last. and that's perfection.
Perfection, complete with playing box, mechanical timer, and 25 geometric shapes. From Lakeside.
This guy was such a G for telling his evil wizard cyborg boss that his religion was bull during a work meeting. (1983) Pizza Hut Care Bears collectible cups. It was always a great day when these two showed up in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Pop quiz: what was their names? If you know, drop your answers down in the comments. Kids today will never understand how intense pencil fighting got. By the time my father was my age, he had amassed like 30 coffee cans full of screws. I have none. What have I done with my life? Actually, I have like 2 or 3 5-gallon buckets, and I sort different things into each one. When you visit a museum and you see the computer you used in school on display, kids today will never know the joy of finding money in the coin return. And you turn around and spend it either buying candy or playing a game at the arcade. Kids today think they're so smart. Ask one if they can program the stations on this. If you serve your kids frozen pizza or chicken nuggets for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care how busy you are, find the time to microwave them. Wait just a minute. What are they eating? Pretty sure that that's a duck. There was a lot of things in the old cartoons like this that we just didn't notice or even think was out of place. My favorite part of fall is when all the bugs go back to hell. It's the only good thing about winter. You might be old, but are you this old? Yes, I am. And yet, only recently, did I learn that the second controller controlled the ducks. And I'll end the episode with this. Sometimes I wish I could just rewind back to the old days and press pause. Even if it's just for a little while. Yeah, I certainly do. Please remember to hit like and subscribe, and share this or any other videos here on the channel. Please click on one of these above to see the episodes that you missed. I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe. This is Akorn, over and out.